So, federalism, the paper which I have written, and the crux concept, if I talk about, is this particular socio-political phenomenon of federalism, and how this particular concept of federalism is adjoining the past with the future, with the adjacent present in the current context of India. Before we venture out into the intricacies of this paper, we will like to clarify certain concepts, the basic and the primary of which is the carrier of the name of the paper, and that is federalism. Now, what is federalism? It has a constitutional basis, and at the same time this particular concept of federalism has in practice ever since time immemorial as recorded by history in Indian context. If we look at the march of civilization with the progression of kings, we will find that first there were kingdoms, and after that there were dynasties. So the march of any particular kingdom, legacy, dynasty, or may it whatever you call it has always been inculcating and inclusive of those particular geopolitical boundaries and areas that do not previously fall under its purview or ambit. If we talk about Chakravartin Samrat Ashok, he was the first man to dream of a pan-Indian nature, the kingdom that would include and encapsulate the entire India within his dynasty. There is one technical fault or one technical dissonance when we talk about this all India basis, pan-Indian character. It is that always local regions had suitable autonomy, and that particular autonomy had to be challenged. Either there were kings or there were councils, and those local autonomies would have to be degenerated in order to establish the all India nature. But our constitution has so effectively balanced it all. It has inculcated and encapsulated this entire map of India, at the same time giving equal importance to the states, giving requisite freedom and a clear demarcation of responsibilities between center and state. The vision of the constitution in not just establishing the entity and identity of India, but at the same time giving sufficient freedom so that the individual bits and pieces called states which have joined India to make it the country India also retain their own unique quintessence. If we talk about the culture, we will find there is a huge diversity. India is the land of unity in diversity, and when we talk of diversity, we talk of that phenomenon that a language changes after a considerable miles if you progress from one state to another, and even within a state there are thousands of dialects, there are tribals, there are cultures, there are pre-literate, modern, literate, different kinds of societies, and they all collectively give the essence to this solidarity called Indian. The constitution has duly protected their interests because it has felt that different states should have the particular power to administer their operations properly. What is a need in Punjab? The constitution has duly protected their interests because it has felt that different states should have the particular power to administer their operations properly. What is a need in Punjab may not be a need in Bengal, and what Orissa demands might not be a demand in Karnataka. It is not simply because of the cultural and linguistic variation. It is because of the geophysical variations as well. In this land called India, there are seas, oceans surrounding and dotting the peninsula. There are tall mountains, plains, deserts, and people inhabiting in different regions have adapted to those regions and at the same time have their unique interaction with those places, the geosocial interaction, with the help of which unique cultures have dotted this big map of India. Federalism is that glue which is giving each one requisite powers, requisite freedom to not merge into one identity. We are all holding our language, our culture, our uniqueness. At the same time, we are holding hands together in solidarity to create India. And this is the main objective of the paper which I am so presenting now, to elucidate, to elaborate that India is India only when different people belong and not when people are broken apart or they are infused forcibly. One nation, one vote planning has been thoroughly criticized in my paper because it is an attempt at a mobilization, at a large scale centralization. There have been other attempts as well, there may be depending on the political governance of our country. But it has to be kept in mind that India is a union of states. Even the constitution demarcates and states the word states because India will break apart if differences are forcibly infused. Rather, India is living and will live appreciating its differences evermore. Thank you.